19, P.J. Jones and Roberto Moreno, and Hiro will start alone all the way in the back. So today, Herta, Vassar, and Al Unser Jr. And of course, between Vassar and Al Unser Jr., we're talking the first two cars in the championship. Leader already closing down on Hiro. Boy, this could be a factor right here. But you still have to be now. Hiro sees him, lets first and second by.
Bobby's going to get in underneath him.
So first, second, and third passed. Jan Vigas, we've said that with the tires. Usually by now, all of the parts that have been produced for some cars have now filtered down through the entire field, and so we get some even racing. Look at the group lining up between or behind Herta and Vassar.
It looks like little Al lost a little bit to Jimmy Vassar there. See that little gap? That probably was dictated by traffic, but look at this. Gilles de Ferran in that bright yellow car coming up on Paul Tracy. Ooh, locking him up. That hurts him big time because you keep flat spotting those tires. They'll get a little square on you and make a very uncomfortable drive around here. And this track is already rough enough.
I think that bunch there was all as a result of them trying to get around Hiro and all running so close together. So he bunched them up. You got another glimpse of him as another group came in just behind him. And we do have to remember that there are drivers in this field. We've already mentioned them who are under observation. Now, Danny. And look at this interval. Now, there's some question. Maybe it was the fact that they lapped Hiro again, but there goes Zanardi. There he is. And the interval now back to second place Michael as Zanardi begins to overhaul more traffic is lengthened out now and is almost 5 seconds. There's Michael. Here is Bobby Rahal. First, second, and third.
Well, as we saw, they got stuck in traffic, and this is going to play advantage and disadvantage all day long. You're going to win some and lose some in the traffic. He gained some when he got past Hiro, and Michael got held up behind him.
Though some of the interval has changed, Zanardi is able to pull out some distance, apparently, with Michael trying to get past Hiro, who is been now lapped for the second time in the day, and what it's done is given a 5-second cushion between Zanardi and second place Michael Andretti. Also a notice, except the leaders once again have to deal with Hiro. They do so. Michael gets by, Rahal gets by. But what of that Italian last seen as a very, very hot-tempered? Well, maybe he's calmed down a little, has he, Gary?
He's changed clothes. He's come out. Alex Zanardi, have you ever been as angry?
Did you see that maneuver with Robbie Gordon and Magnussen in the group?
Yeah, and Magnussen, or was that Christian? It was so tight. No, it's Jan Magnussen. Look at that, locked in, get it stern, stop, and look who benefits from it all. Paul Tracy slips right underneath him in that red and white car.
Magnussen started 19th, is now 11th. Golly, that was Hiro's car in the middle of that again, too.
Well, I don't know what Hiro's problem is today, but he's definitely got a problem with the car because he's being lapped at a pretty rapid rate. Every about 4 or 5 laps, they seem to be on him again. And
advising him to come in. Again, a crowd down at the hairpin. Greg Moore will have to come in. Grew up in the suburbs here of Vancouver. Growing up for the 21-year-old was not so long ago. Ribeiro, Johnstone.
Oh, he stopped there.
Now, did he get him? No, he didn't get him.
Oh, but look at, but then what did he stop for? And then Parker stops. Well, maybe they were just being polite to one another. More to your mirrors.
Again, everybody tight coming through the hairpin.
And guess who that slower car is? I mean, he's got to have a problem. You know, we talk about these slower cars and back markers and all that. You got to understand that when the field gets qualified, they're only separated by about 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds. These guys aren't real slow. They're just much slower than I mean, they're just a little bit slower, but it accumulates. Oh, and look at that. Scott Pruitt, but he didn't even look like he locked up. No. He looks like he's got a problem.
He's not in a hurry either.
No, something's gone wrong. He just pulled it off.
In your wallet.
You better talk to one of those guys.
Michael Andretti dominating the race here. Again, Hiro, and I'm a little surprised. I guess they have to give him every opportunity to stay on the racetrack, but you wonder what goes through the official's mind, and we do have a new chief steward. Whoa, de Ferran?
He was locking him up. He got past, I believe, Brian Herta there. He passed Brian Herta. That, I believe, is for a spot.
Dennis Swan taking over as the chief steward of the series at the end of the year.
Look at this. It looks like Brian Herta is slowing some. And look who's going underneath him.
Here comes Al. Here comes Vassar.
Little Al got by
here.
Oh, and who's in the mix? Hiro.
And Vassar was trapped, though.
He was trapped, but we'll have to see how that played out. But that hurt Jimmy a little bit, because for sure there's little Al. He got
still trapped.
Vassar's trying, but Brian Herta chopped across him. He's got to be careful here. But Brian's obviously got some kind of a problem to drop 2 spots in about a half a lap.
Jan, have you been able to figure out what Herta's problem might have been, or was there one?
Well, I think there was, Paul, but it's not mechanical. It turns out he got stuck in traffic and got caught behind Hiro Matsushita, and that slowed his momentum, and he may have even got offline and got some pickup. So it's nothing mechanical. Like you said, he is back up to speed, but sometimes, as Danny can tell you, if your rhythm is broken, it takes a while to get going again.
Well, I can see that on the Gilles de Ferran, but after that, little Al passed him a couple of corners later, and you know, he had gotten through there cleanly.
I was going to ask you, is momentum that critical on a road course?
It's important, but I don't think it's that critical. If he had done it just at the exit of the corner, but it wasn't until the next hairpin before he got by him. So I don't think it was that critical. And if you had lost your momentum, and it was that, and you knew you just lost your momentum, you would have blocked little Al going into that hairpin.
Now, what happened during the race that dropped you back into his clutches? Because you looked so strong in the beginning.
I got heroed out there.
Now, a lot of people are talking about that. In fact, I believe that Ganassi Racing may have filed a protest in regards to that. A complaint, anyway. I shouldn't say a protest. What should be done when a car is that far off speed, do you think?
Well, you know, I think it's up to the chief steward to bring the car in. I mean, if the car is not competitive and he's creating a dangerous situation and affecting the outcome of the race, then he should be brought in, I think.
Now, one stage you slowed. We thought you might have had gearbox trouble. Is that true or not?
Well, I got stuck, I think, in between gears or something. Wouldn't catch for a second. Then luckily it caught up and, you know, ran good the rest of the race.